So let me talk to you guys today about the truth about layoffs. My experience of layoffs. I've been in technology for over 30 years, had a beautiful career, started out in mainframe. I'm now a certified blockchain architect, which means I build blockchain applications, and certified smart contract auditor. And most recently, my job was working in Silicon Valley, got laid off at a very good job a few years ago. And so in those situations, when you get laid off in a situation like that, you think because if you have a high paying job, you still have to pay the same bills and everything you used to pay for before, which you do. But what I did in my situation, being in technology, as you guys know, you always learn from the next tech stack or the next thing you see that's happening in the industry. I started out in mainframe back in the day. Remember, I've had a long career. And then from mainframe, I got into client server. First started out with Novell, and then from Novell, I went to Windows Server. Then I became a computer network analyst, and then ultimately a computer network architect, right? But what I also had to do is every time I needed a new technology or every time I needed to go to the next level of opportunity, and we know in technology, you have to go get your education. There's no two ways about it. Was it hard? Yes, it was hard. And what I mean by hard is if you're facing a layoff and you may have a severance package or something like that, and you may be looking for another job, you may not be in the mental space to say, I'm going to focus on education, right? Because you're trying to dealing with everything else you're dealing with. But what I found is that it can be empowering to you if you start early. So what I did before I even got laid off is I knew and I saw the writing on the wall because of what was happening with artificial intelligence, ChatGPT and stuff like that. And I saw that this thing was coming. So in my particular case, I started my education early, knowing that blockchain, Web3 was going to be the future. So I started that education. So when that layoff came, I was in the midst of preparing. All right, I'm saying it again. I was in the midst of preparing. Wasn't all the way there yet, but I had knew enough about the industry. I was in the midst of getting my education. I was in the midst of preparing, and that made all the difference. Because as we see now, institutions are coming onto the blockchain. Traditional institutions, legislation is being made as we speak. The Genius Act. They're working through the Clarity Act right now, right? But in the end, blockchain developers, smart contract auditors, because of institutions, are going to be needed to work on this stuff now and in the future. It just is. Same thing with cloud computing, right? It was the same situation. And so if you're in the tech field or if you're a developer, you need to move to the next level of understanding, and you need to learn your LLM skill sets, right? Your skill set in terms of building with these systems now, right? Like Lovable, like Claude, you're going to have that skill set. But in Web3, because of the security that's going to be needed and involved, guys, because think about it. If you're putting millions and billions and things like that on the blockchain as an institution, you need competent, qualified individuals or people who have the skill set that are thinking along those lines, right? You need a skill set. And so you got to start learning that now, not 6 months from now and not a year from now, but you got to start learning what that's about. You got to start learning about smart contract auditing, blockchain architecture, blockchain development, those skill sets, and understanding what that is. And so you just want to put that in your mindset as you begin to think about this industry, because this industry is going to grow. And this is a international industry. The blockchain industry is international. So you're developing a skill that you can take anywhere around the world. But you have to build a solid portfolio of blockchain applications that are real world applications. You know what I mean? Real applications like decentralized insurance platform, which I built, right? And then real estate platforms, right? So you want to look at things that you can actually build, which I have the modules for, and I have the applications for that portfolio. So down below, first of all, subscribe for me if you haven't subscribed. Down below, get the free blockchain career guide. Get that free guide. Take a look at it. But this isn't, guys, we're in the fourth industrial revolution. My goal is to come on every day and tell you guys what I'm doing, what I'm building, right? I've got a lot of things that I'm building, a few companies that I own, right? So you want to start thinking about, how can you become a consultant? You might want to own your own firm. There's a lot of different things because we're in the fourth industrial revolution that you want to think about, right? Being in technology this long as I have, 30 plus years, being laid off at a Silicon Valley company, right? It's a different sort of a deal, right? So I was able to work in a high performance job, amazing job, right? But I learned a lot of skill sets from working in Silicon Valley. So, and on this channel, we're going to start talking about, I'm going to show you some of the projects that you need to build. I'm going to show you some of the things that I know and what I'm doing with my company. So I'm going to share with you things that you may want to think about. But you want to subscribe to me, you want to get that free guide, because my goal is to help you guys get in a position, right, to get the skill sets that you need.